My name is Chica, and I used to be the most selfish boy in Umuna village. I walked around like I owned every compound, every farm, every road. My father was the richest man for 10 villages, so I believed nothing could touch me. But one December morning, everything changed because of one thing I never expected. The Harmattan wind stopped blowing. And with it, my entire life collapsed. I didn't know that refusing to share would cost me everything I loved. I didn't know the dry season held a secret. And I definitely didn't know that the old woman I insulted at the well carried a power older than the village itself. It started 3 weeks before Christmas. December, in our village, always meant Harmattan. Cold mornings, dusty air, dry lips, cracked feet. Everyone expected it like they expected the sun to rise. But this year, something felt wrong. My mother woke up that morning and touched the air outside our big house. "Chica," she called, her voice confused. "Come and feel this." I walked outside lazily, still yawning. The air was warm, not cold, not dry. It felt like rainy season air, thick and heavy. "Mama, so what?" I said rudely. "Maybe Harmattan is coming late." She shook her head slowly. "No, my son, something is wrong. December without Harmattan is like soup without salt." That same morning, I went to fetch water from the village well, not because I needed to, we had workers for that, but because I wanted to show off my new clothes. I wore a shiny red shirt my father bought from the city, and expensive shoes that made noise when I walked. At the well, I saw Ngozi, a girl from a poor family. She was struggling to pull her bucket up. It was heavy with water. "Please, Chica," she said politely, "can you help me pull this up? My hand is paining me." I looked at her torn dress and laughed. "Help you? Do I look like a water puller? Go and call your poor father." Before Ngozi could respond, an old woman appeared from nowhere. I had never seen her before. She wore a wrapper that looked ancient, and her eyes were sharp like a hawk's. She spoke calmly. "Young boy, why do you talk to people like that?" I turned to her, annoyed. "Old woman, who are you? Do you know who my father is?" She smiled, but it was not a happy smile. "I know who your father is, but I also know who you are. A boy with plenty money but empty heart." I hissed loudly. "A beg, shift." "You are wasting my time." I turned to leave, but she called my name, Chica. I froze. I never told her my name. How did she know? I turned back slowly. She was still smiling that strange smile. "You have 3 weeks to learn sharing," she said. 3 weeks to change your heart. If you don't, this Christmas, you will lose what you love most." I laughed out loud. "Old woman, are you mad? You are threatening me?" She shook her head. "I am not threatening, I am warning. And to help you remember, the Harmattan will not blow this year. Not until you change." I wanted to insult her more, but when I blinked, she was gone, completely disappeared. Ngozi saw it too. Her mouth was wide open in shock. I ran home shaking. My heart was beating fast. When I reached our compound, my father was sitting outside looking worried. "Papa, something strange just happened," I said, breathing hard. But before I could explain, our gateman rushed in. Sir, the whole village is talking. The Harmattan, it has disappeared." My father stood up. "What do you mean disappeared?" The gateman wiped his forehead. "Since morning, no cold breeze, no dust. The air is warm like August. People are confused. The elders say this has never happened before." My father's face became serious. He looked at the sky, then at me. "Chica, what were you about to tell me?" But I was too scared to speak. That evening, the whole village gathered at the village square. Everyone was confused and afraid. The oldest man in the village, Papa Eze, stood up to speak. His voice was shaky. "My people, I have lived for 93 years. I have seen many Decembers, but never have I seen December without Harmattan. This is a sign. Something is wrong. Someone has angered the spirits." People started murmuring. My mother held my hand tight. I wanted to tell them about the old woman, but fear locked my mouth. Papa Eze continued, "We must find out what is happening. We must pray. We must sacrifice. Christmas is coming, but how can we celebrate Christmas without Harmattan? Days passed. The weather remained strange. Warm air, no dust, no dry, cold mornings. Farmers could not dry their crops properly. Women complained their clothes would not dry fast. Children missed playing in the dusty wind. And everywhere I went, people whispered and pointed at the sky. But me, I had a bigger problem. Every time I tried to be wicked or selfish, something bad happened immediately. One afternoon, I refused to give our houseboy food. Within minutes, my own food turned sour in my mouth. I spat it out, shocked. Another day, I pushed a small boy who was blocking my way. I fell down immediately and tore my favorite shirt. It was like something was punishing me instantly. 1 week before Christmas, my father called me to his room. His face was tired and sad. "Chica, I need to tell you something." He sat down heavily. "My business is collapsing. Since this strange weather started, everything is going wrong. My goods are spoiling because there is no dry air. My partners are cancelling contracts. Money is disappearing." I felt cold suddenly. "Papa, but you are the richest man. How can money disappear?" He looked at me with pain in his eyes. "Son, money can finish, and I am afraid. If this continues, we may lose everything before Christmas." My heart started beating fast. Lose everything? My mind went back to the old woman's words. You will lose what you love most. That night, I could not sleep. I kept thinking about the old woman, the missing Harmattan, my father's failing business. Was it all connected to me? Was my selfishness causing all this? I got up and went outside. The moon was full and bright. Then I saw her again. The old woman. She was standing near our mango tree like she was waiting for me. "You," I whispered. She nodded. "Yes, me. Have you learned anything, Chica?" I swallowed hard. "Please, Ma, forgive me. I did not know. I did not believe. Please bring back the Harmattan. My father is suffering." She shook her head slowly. "It is not just about Harmattan. It is about your heart. Tomorrow, you will face your biggest test." The next morning, I woke up to screaming. My mother was crying loudly in the parlor. I ran downstairs. My father was sitting on the floor, holding a letter. His hands were shaking. "They have taken everything," he whispered. "The bank has seized our properties. We are finished." My mother collapsed on the floor. "How will we survive? Christmas is in 5 days. How will we even eat?" I stood there frozen. Everything the old woman said was happening. My father looked up at me with empty eyes. "Chica, we may have to leave this house. We have nothing left." Tears started running down my face. This was real. This was truly happening. By afternoon, news had spread across the village. The rich Chica's family was now poor. People who used to greet us with respect now whispered and laughed. Some even looked happy. That evening, I went back to the village well, the same place where everything started. I knelt down there and cried. "Please," I shouted to the air. "Please, whoever is listening, I am sorry. I will change. Just give me a chance." Nothing happened. The air remained warm and strange. Then I heard footsteps. It was Ngozi, the girl I had insulted. She was carrying a small bag. "Chica," she said softly. I looked up, surprised. "What do you want? Come to laugh at me?" She shook her head and gave me the bag. I opened the bag. Inside was food, yam, vegetables, and a small piece of dried fish. I looked at Ngozi, confused. "Why are you giving me this? I was wicked to you." She smiled gently. "Because my mother taught me that when someone is hungry, you feed them, even if they were bad to you before." Her words hit my heart like a stone. Here was a poor girl, someone I insulted and rejected, and she was showing me kindness. Tears filled my eyes properly now. "Ngozi, I am sorry. I am very sorry for how I treated you." She touched my shoulder. "Chica, it is not too late to change. You can still be a good person." She walked away, and I sat there holding the bag of food, crying. That night, I made a decision. If I was going to change, I needed to truly change. The next morning, I woke up early and went to our small remaining food store. My mother had been crying all night, trying to figure out how to feed us. I took some gari, some beans, and the last tin of milk. "Chica, where are you going with that?" my mother asked weakly. I looked at her. Mama, I am going to share it with people who need it more than us. Her eyes widened. But we barely have anything left. I nodded. I know, Mama, but I finally understand something. Holding tight to things does not make you rich. Sharing makes you rich. She stared at me like she was seeing me for the first time. I went from house to house, giving food to the poorest families I used to mock and insult. At first, they were shocked. Some even refused. Chica, is this a joke? One woman asked. No, Ma, I said honestly. I was wicked before. I am sorry. Please take this. By afternoon, I had shared everything. I had nothing left for myself. But strangely, I felt lighter. I felt happier than I had felt in years. As the sun was setting, I was walking home when I saw the old woman again. She was standing at the village entrance, watching me. This time, her smile was warm. You are learning, she said. But one more thing remains. Before I could ask what, she disappeared again. 3 days before Christmas, something unexpected happened. My father received a visitor. A man from the city, someone he used to do business with years ago. The man entered our now empty parlor and looked around sadly. My friend, he said to my father, I heard what happened to you. I came to help. My father shook his head. I cannot accept help. I owe too many people already. The man smiled. You once helped me when I had nothing. You gave me money to start my business without asking for anything back. You don't remember, but I remember. Now, it is my time to help you. He brought out a check. My father's hands trembled as he saw the amount. My father fell to his knees, crying. Thank you, thank you. The man helped him up. No, thank you for teaching me kindness years ago. What you sow, you will reap. After the man left, my father called me and my mother. Do you see? He said, tears still on his face. Do you see what sharing and kindness can do? I had forgotten I even helped that man, but he did not forget. My mother hugged him tight. I stood there watching, and everything became clear. The old woman was teaching me this exact lesson. Sharing always comes back. Kindness never dies. Selfishness only destroys. I finally understood completely. But would it be enough to break the curse? That night, I could not sleep again. I went outside and spoke to the sky. I understand now. I truly understand. I was selfish, wicked, and proud. I hurt people with my words and actions. But I have changed. I shared everything I had. I apologized to everyone I hurt. Please, if you can hear me, bring back the Harmattan. Let Christmas be normal again. The air was silent. Nothing moved. I sighed and went back inside, feeling defeated. Maybe I was too late. Maybe the damage was too much. I went to my room and cried into my pillow. Tomorrow was Christmas Eve. How could we celebrate Christmas in this strange warm weather? How could anything feel right again? I woke up suddenly in the middle of the night. My body was shaking, but not from fear, from cold, real cold. I jumped out of bed and ran to the window. Outside, I saw it. Dust. Floating in the air under the moonlight, the Harmattan had returned. I screamed, Mama, Papa, come and see! They rushed out of their rooms. My father opened the front door, and the cold, dry wind blew into the house. My mother started laughing and crying at the same time. It is back! The Harmattan is back! Neighbors began coming out of their houses, shouting with joy. Children were running around in the dust, laughing. The whole village was celebrating. Christmas Eve morning was beautiful. The air was properly cold and dusty, just the way December should be. My lips were already getting dry. My skin felt the familiar tightness, and I was grateful, so grateful. That morning, my father gathered me and my mother. Something miracle happened, he said smiling. The bank just called. They made a mistake in their calculations. We are not as poor as they said. Plus, with the money our friend gave us, we can start again. My mother clapped her hands. God is good. But I knew it was not just God. It was the lesson I learned. It was the change in my heart. The old woman's magic was mercy, not wickedness. On Christmas Eve evening, the village organized a celebration at the square. Everyone brought food to share. For the first time in my life, I joined in bringing food, not to show off, but to genuinely share. I saw Ngozi there with her family. I walked up to her. Ngozi, thank you. Thank you for teaching me kindness when I did not deserve it. She smiled brightly. Chika, you have changed. Everyone can see it. An older boy who used to fear me came close. Chika, is it true? You are not proud anymore? I laughed. I am trying my best to be better. He shook my hand. Welcome to the real world, my brother. People who used to avoid me now smiled at me. As the celebration continued, I saw her one last time, the old woman. She was standing at the edge of the square, watching everything with a peaceful face. I excused myself and walked to her. Thank you, I said simply. She looked at me with kind eyes. You saved yourself, Chika. I only showed you the path. I bowed respectfully. Will I ever see you again? She touched my head gently. When you see someone suffering and you help them, you will see me. When you share without expecting anything back, you will see me. When you choose kindness over pride, you will see me. I am everywhere good people are. Then, like always, she faded away into the Harmattan dust. Christmas Day was perfect. The Harmattan wind blew strong and cold. My family was together. We had food, not plenty like before, but enough. And somehow, enough felt like more than plenty ever did. My father roasted chicken. My mother made jollof rice. We invited Ngozi's family to eat with us. At first, they were shy. Sir, we cannot, Ngozi's father said. We are not worthy. My father shook his head. We are all worthy. Please, join us. You are family now. We ate together, laughed together, shared stories. I looked around the table and realized something. I had lost money and pride, but I gained something bigger. I gained humanity. I gained real friendships. I gained peace. After eating, all the children in the village played together in the dusty Harmattan wind. Rich and poor, we all ran around, our skin getting dry and dusty. Nobody cared about clothes or shoes anymore. We were just children being children. I played harder than I ever played before. I laughed louder than I ever laughed. And when an older boy asked me, Chika, do you miss being rich and proud? I thought about it seriously, then answered, no, I don't miss it at all. That boy was empty inside. This boy, the one I am now, is full. He smiled and patted my back. Good answer, my brother. Very good answer. The Harmattan wind blew stronger, carrying our laughter across the village. That night, as I lay in bed listening to the Harmattan wind whistle outside, I thanked God for everything that happened. Yes, I lost money. Yes, I suffered shame. Yes, I cried many painful tears. But I gained wisdom. I learned that selfishness is a disease that kills slowly. I learned that sharing multiplies blessings. I learned that pride comes before a great fall. And most importantly, I learned that it is never too late to change. The old woman taught me the greatest lesson of my life. As I closed my eyes to sleep, I whispered into the dark room, next Christmas, I will be even better, I promise. The Harmattan wind seemed to whisper back, good, Chika, very good. And I smiled, finally, at peace.